Final sunset for Biafra agitation. This question is being asked by Ezenwanna Onukwe. Okay, let's hear what he have to say. Welcome back to the channel. He said, the Biafra struggle has suffered yet another devastating blow, and many sympathizers are struggling to come in terms with this latest roadblock since the secessionist struggle began in 1967. Chukwuemeka Odomegu Ojukwu, the military governor of the Eastern region, declared the region as an independent sovereign state, named the Republic of Biafra on May 30, 1967. On July 6, 1967, the federal government launched a police action to repress the secession. This escalated into a civil war, which lasted 30 months. To preserve the sovereignty of Nigeria as one, soluble and indivisible states, and to reintegrate Biafra as part of Nigeria. That period remains one of the darkest chapters of Nigerians' history. Millions of lives were lost, many fell to bullets, and others to starvation. Decades after Yakubu Gowon nipped the secessionist attempt in the bud, the struggle for Biafra still lingers. A radical rebirth of the struggle was championed by Nnamdi Kanu with the creation of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, in 2012. Before the establishment of IPOB, Kanu spread his separatist gospel through Radio Biafra and interaction of the broadcast network established by the defunct Biafran government in 1967. Beyond advocating for the independence of Biafra from Nigeria, he used the radio station to push inflammatory and often incendiary rhetoric that embedded his loyalists to resort to violence in the name of Biafra struggle. Kanu was arrested in 2015. Kanu was arrested in 2015. After spending a year in detention, he was granted bail on health grounds, but later went into hiding following a military raid on his home in Umuahia. He was rearrested in 2021. Let me correct that. He was adopted in 2021 in Kenya. And it was extraordinary renditions to Nigeria to resume trial on multiple counts of terrorism related to his separatist campaign. The trial came to an end on November 20 with his conviction on all 7 counts and sentencing to life imprisonment as against the death penalty prescribed by law. His IPOB had been proscribed as a terrorist organization by the government in 2017. Meanwhile, during Kanu's incarceration, the agitation for secession did not cease. Simon Ekpa, a Finnish citizen of Nigerian descent, assumed the vital leadership of the moment and continued spreading the Biafra gospel just like Nnamdi Kanu. He portrayed violence, resistance as necessary tools for the liberation of the Igbos from the zone. Ekpa, using social media, declared sit-at-home lockdowns in the southeast to protect the detention of Nnamdi Kanu and to press for the actualization of the Republic of Biafra. He was picked up by the Finnish authorities in November 2024 on allegations of sponsoring terrorist activities in Nigeria. So in September, the district court in Finland sentenced him to 6 years in prison after convicting him of terrorism-related offenses, including inciting the public to commit crime for terrorist purposes. With this emotion-provoking developments that are only 2 months apart, Gowon's words, "The rising sun of Biafra is set forever," readily comes to mind. Once again, we witness the Biafran struggle brought to his knees. Though there is a difference between the struggle of 1970 and that of today. In Ojukwu's time, the Republic of Biafra was a reality, though it was short-lived. In contrast, the 21st century agitation never materialized into something tangible. For years, stiff anarchy, chaos, violence, and mayhem were deployed by the now jailed separatist leaders, all in the name of fighting for self-determination. Yet, nothing was achieved. The only visible results were the bloodshed and economic ruin that became the order of the day across the southeastern states, he said. He said it is important to state that self-determination is indeed a legally recognized right under the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Domesticated in Nigeria, Article 20 describes the right as unquestionable and inalienable, but this right does not legitimize violence, coercion, or terror. The usual sit-at-home orders primarily affect its own people. The killings of people who disobey the order are his own people. Ordering of closure of churches, schools, as well as markets also affect his own people. They are unable to trade. They are unable to go to school, farm, or even worship on such days. The threats of violence and death have prevented the people from going about their legitimate business. Are these acts consistent with agitation for self-determination? He asked. As the dust from Kanu's conviction has yet to settle and his supporters continue to cry foul, some questions hang heavily in the air. What is the future of the Biafran struggle? Has the rising sun of Biafra finally set, as Gowon declared in 1970, or will this be a course of silencing the messenger, but not the message? This is coming from one Ezenwanne Onoku. Well, the thing is that this is what so many people don't understand. If these things are not addressed, okay, Nnamdi Kanu has been arrested by the Nigerian government. He is now jailed. Simon Ekpa as well. Now, what we should be asking ourselves, all these questions that is being asked about Biafra, has it been answered? Has it been settled? That is what we should be asking ourselves. You understand? Because jailing these people, I am just saying, I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just assuming. Do you think in future, maybe other people will not still rise up and still carry the same flag? So it's not just about jailing these people, it's about addressing the issue on ground. It is about addressing the issue on ground. So it will be very, very needful for the Nigerian government to address the issue that gave birth to agitations in the Southeast. If all these things are not addressed, this matter still dey grand o, e no go end.